Heyo everybody, Haku here with my read through for Kubera chapters. I'm gonna go for 6 through 11, which is like a queen and a bum, I think is the title for these. So 6 chapters, I'm gonna go for that. Nobody told me anywhere differently to stop reading, so that's where I'm gonna go for. I guess each video let me know, should I just do the entirety of the next, like, I don't know what to call it, arc, the next section of chapters named the same thing, or is there a specific chapter that I should stop at? If there are any specific chapters where you're like, that's a good place to end a video, you should probably stop there, let me know ahead of time, that way I know where to stop for the next one. People were doing that for Omniscient Reader, and it was really helpful. But yeah, I loved my first read through for Kubera. There's a lot to think about. Also, I fixed where, like last time, it was cutting out all the green that I've always left for Tower of God because I've never bothered trying to mess with it, but I was like, that's going to look really bad because there's a lot of green going on in Kubera. It was actually, it took me like less than 10 seconds to fix, and I was like, I probably could have just fixed it mid-video last time, but I was like, I don't know how long this is going to take, so I'll just do it after the video. Yeah, it was an extremely simple and fast thing to change, but I thought it would be more complicated than it actually was. So sorry about that last video, but you've got your greens back. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that I really need to talk about here to discuss before we actually get into reading. We have this thing, so I always pull the first chapter up like before I start reading and everything, that way I don't have to pull it up while I'm recording, and usually that's fine, but here we've gotten what is, I mean, I guess I can't really call it a spoiler necessarily, but it says magician, they're humans who can borrow the ability of gods or suras. So we're getting a bit more of an explanation of how magic works there. And that does bring me into, from the first section of chapters, some things that I, upon rereading to like get my thumbnails and like to edit and everything, there was a mention that, because he talked about quarters and halves a lot, so I'm assuming that means like a quarter or half god, because what was their name? The one that was at the guard tower, Rowan. Rowan said that a quarter couldn't keep up with Kubera physically, but a half might be able to. So again, I think Kubera is like probably got some like god reincarnation, half god, whatever stuff going on, god who lost their memories, something like that going on. But it's interesting to note that like physically, we saw some physical feats from Kubera, like when they went down the cliff and everything. That, yeah, like a half would maybe be able to keep up with her, but a quarter couldn't. And that also made me think about, that made me think about the guy in the forest, who I guess since he's king or whatever, he's like a full Sura, I guess. I thought they were a god at first, but since they talked to Marana at the end, I guess that means they're, you know, Asura as well, probably. Also, I thought they were maybe half because they had the one eye that was weird, but one wasn't. But I guess maybe they're full because they're the king. But I guess we'll have to read. Those are just some thoughts and ideas that I didn't bring up last time because I just sort of thought more about them after recording. But yeah, let's go ahead and start reading. I like this design. The dress is really pretty. Love witch hats. Or at least it was like that in the beginning. Also, another thing that I'm pretty sure I brought it up last week for sure, but Asha had to use words to use magic, but it doesn't seem like the guy in the forest had to use words. So again, magicians, they're borrowing the power, so I guess that's why they need to use words to have the incantation, but gods or suras just use the abilities naturally, it would seem. Or at least it was like that in the beginning. But humans were damaged by the Sura's powers, and they decided to only stay on the god's side and disconnected their link to the Suras. Now magicians have become humans who borrow the power of the gods. Just being able to borrow the power from the gods can be the factor of being envied by other humans. Also, that's another thing to bring up, 2 things I just thought to bring up. So I mentioned before how, like last time, I don't think the Suras are going to all just necessarily be evil. it's like one of those things like hollows from Bleach or something, where they're kind of presented that way, but they're probably like their own side of the issues. But also something else to bring up is people kept telling me about the scanlation or whatever. I'm going to be reading the official translation here for the videos just so that I can show it on screen, just so that you can follow along and I can see it on screen. But if you have anything you need to clarify in the comments each week, just clear it up in the comments. I'll just talk with all of you to fill in any mistakes. Or if you're like, you need to go reread this chapter in the official on your own time, I can go do that. But yeah, just let me know anything that's wrong or anything that I miss. But I'm going to stick with this just so I can show it on screen for all of you. But the true moment that a magician becomes respected as a great one by all is when they summon the source of their power. Okay, so you can summon the actual gods, and theoretically Suras. Summoning the god itself cannot be compared to borrowing part of the god's strength. Even though they gave up the Sura's power, humans thought that it would be fine as long as they had the god's power. However, the links between humans and the gods were frayed due to the upheaval in year N0, which again was the year that that Kubera said she was born. The magic available and the Great Upheaval, that was the year that Kubera was born, but also Asha would have been 4 years old. We know Asha had this weird tragic backstory that we got like one panel of, so maybe that happened when Asha was 4 years old. The magic available to today's magicians are limited to the remaining 11 gods, who still maintain a link with humans. Today, so this is cool. Sorry to like pause and stop reading so often, but there's a lot to talk about. But this is exciting just because I like structure and numbers and stuff. It's cool that we're going to get to learn like about 11 gods. That way we're always going to be like, oh, what does this one look like? Who's the 7th or something? And like, there's going to be that kind of thing. I like when we get numbers of whatever. But also it means we're not going to just meet these 11, but there's also like an untold number more that like we just don't know about. And like, yeah, there's just like this untold number more that we don't know about because they're just like, screw the humans, and just ditched them. Today, no matter how powerful the magician may be, they do not summon a god, the source of all power. That's because the remaining links between humans and gods has become so weak, the magician must risk their lives in order to summon a god. And even so, there's no guarantee that the summoning will be successful. Thus, summoning magic is practically gone. However, I know a person who summoned a god risking her life, while hiding and vomiting blood all alone. Alright. She was acclaimed as a great magician even after her death. She didn't think about her daughter who would be all alone. She was my mother. Miss Brillith, it's the time of fire. The citizens are waiting for you. Now I'm standing where my mother once stood, the brightest, and yet the darkest place. Wow, it's Miss Brillith. Where is she? I'm tired. My head's about to explode. I have a hard time falling asleep because of the pain. Nevertheless, I'm standing in front of the crowd, who respect me as a magician, or who like me because I'm attractive. And we have the sign, Princess Brillith, I love you. Everyone has different reasons, but most of them are here to show their gratitude to me for protecting the city. They trust me and they smile at me. My mother always smiled back at them. Alright, and all of these people. Hooray, Miss Brillith! Hooray, hooray, you're the best! Alright, and we have Kubera Episode 6, A Queen and a Bum, 1. Interesting, and we know they're like, it has like, if this is a Terra, they have one temple. I wonder, does that mean it's a temple to the fire god or whoever was mentioned last chapter? I don't 100% remember. And if so, is the god actually there because they were summoned? Or is that just like her home because her mother was the summoner and she's like next in line or something? Who knows? What would you like for lunch? I'm not feeling well today. Please tell everyone to eat without me. Yes, ma'am. I'll come back in the evening. Priestess's day is quite boring. Showing myself to the crowd for 15 minutes a day, smiling, waving, and giving words of blessing. That's all. Unless nothing special happens during the day, I just take a rest for all day. But it's only on the surface that I rest, because I can't call it a rest, in fact. Other cities' priests are always physically and mentally exhausted, because they need to maintain closed space at all times. But my case is a little different, because what I maintain is not a closed space, but... Hey Brilith, what do you think? Oh, is she maintaining the actual god then? I'm sick of wearing only red, orange, and yellow all the time, but blue or green don't suit my style. So, do you think this black suits me? And we know that, like, the Surus said we can't necessarily go after the city, or at least that's something they were hinting at, or like... So that makes me think, and they talked about, like, it being safe in the city, so is the closed space the priestesses in the other places keep up is basically, I'm thinking, like, maybe some sort of barrier or area that the Suras shouldn't be able to get into, but instead, she is keeping, like, the entire god here. So, do you think black suits me? Ah. What's he doing? Did he lose his mind? Guards could pass by at any time. Why is he flying in the air? Ah, he doesn't think. Please, get down now. I don't need to show a pretty face to an idiot. What? I'm disappointed. You could have just said I looked good. Be that way. I'm gonna be naked. Hey, relax, I was just kidding. I'm not that big of a douche. I'm really worried. All you do is yell and scream. Who would marry you? Tons of men already like me. Really? That's a relief. But aren't they fooled by your fake smile, though? They'd run away if they saw your face just now. My job is to maintain the state of summoning of this idiot, and this idiot maintains the sealed space for me. This is officially a secret. I don't know why, but the idiot insisted. There's an intruder. How dare you sneak into the temple? Miss Brilith, stay away from him. We'll take care of him. Oops, there's a problem. I need to make something up. Should I say that he's a magician? Then they'll ask him to show his license. Should I say that he's my relative? No, I don't have any relatives. First, I need to make up a name for him. Hello, I'm Idiot Smith. I'm your fan. Please autograph this for me. And I love the "you're" spelled incorrectly and everything too. Sometimes I feel like I have not summoned a god, but an idiot. How dare you? You trespassed in a restricted area, now you're asking for her autograph. Are you crazy? Hang on. My mother wouldn't have declined a person who wanted her autograph in this kind of situation. Do you think do you just want my autograph? Should I write something else? To my love, Idiot Smith. You're dead. My God, she's just too nice. Too nice that it's even hard to look at her. Miss Brilith is such an angel. She even gives out her autographs to that bum. Guard's point of view, goddess, good-for-nothing person. What are you guys doing here? It isn't time for, what are you guys doing here? Sorry, I thought that was in her head for a second. What are you guys doing here? It isn't a regular patrol time. There's a report that a red sky has been seen. What? It wasn't far from Atera. We did not send investigators yet, but it seems there were no survivors as always. Should I contact the other cities? Miss Brilith? Alright. Please make sure the other cities know about this. Let's talk about arranging the investigators later. So I like this world building. It seems that the red sky is something that happens, and there's usually no survivors when it does happen. It's weird that, again, the king in the forest was like, it's nice to show mercy or whatever for once, and let Kubera live, because that makes it seem like he has some sort of obligation to destroy these villages. But the differences, I guess, between the villages and the cities are that the cities are safe from this because they have whatever the closed areas are that are created by the priests. And then, like, in this specific one, the closed area is created by the god himself that was summoned by the priestess. What should we do with that guy? Throw him in prison for intruding? You two will end up in hell if you try to take this idiot to a prison. Pardon me? Nothing. Just move on. Let me take care of him. Yes, ma'am. Please call us if you have any problems. Phew, they finally left. Tell me the truth. You know something, right? What do you mean? I didn't do anything. I'm not saying you're responsible. Why are you hugging my autograph? It's a family treasure now. Don't you know the story? It's quite a famous story in the magician world. One village will disappear every time the red sky is seen, It all started with one village disappearing near Calabloom. Then something similar happened near Rheintallow, and I'm assuming all these names are going to eventually be important. Or else, like, why specifically give us names if they weren't going to be important? Most recently, small towns were attacked near Eleth. They all had one thing in common. The sky turned red for a while around the town. Sky turning its color is the characteristics of transcendental skills of the upper-class Sura of the Garuda clan. Alright, so seeing transcendental skills here makes me think like the translators in charge of the webtoon stuff for like this and for Tower of God, do they just like to name things transcendental skill? Like, I wonder what the actual thing for both this and for Tower of God is. I only know this information from the book, but I'm pretty sure you know it better than I do because you've seen it so often. Transcendental skill, special abilities that gods and suras use. This skill is similar to the magic of humans, but the difference is that the gods and suras use their own power instead of borrowing power. Humans in the past were able to borrow magic from borrow power from a sura, but now a human's magic is limited to borrowing power from the 11 gods, which means neither borrowing power from the suras nor summoning them is possible. Then, why would an upper-class sura be here in the human world? What does this mean? I love this paneling. Why worry? It's just weary to think about that. It was stupid of me to expect a serious answer from you. I'll go find the investigators to look into the incident. That's a good idea. Get some food on the way back. Shut up. You don't even need food to survive. And then we see a serious face. Red sky. My queen already has enough things to worry about, but now there's another thing to worry about. Wait until I get my hands on you. I won't be merciful. To be continued. Alright, and see, this is nice. I said it last time, it seems like the author to this is a big fan of the old cliffhanger, so it's nice that we get to, not have to deal with those. Moving on now to episode 7, and that last one took around 10 minutes to read, so I guess this will be like around an hour video. We can do 6 chapters, that makes sense. But yeah, let's see what we get this time. I'm hungry. Is your arm okay? Yes, okay, we're back to our main characters. Since you just healed me, I'm starving. Is that so? This is just absurd. It looks so close from the top of the hill. And they're probably talking about finding the city, I would assume. Refers to episode 5. We've been walking until sunset. This is ridiculously far. She can't teleport because she did it a few times. She can't cook. She won't run because of her dignity. If I gave her a piggyback ride and ran, we'd have arrived already, and her fur cape looks fluffy for a piggyback ride. I told you no. We almost died less than half a day ago, but you're complaining about being hungry. You must have a simple personality. Normal people would still be crying or be in shock and stay silent. I love that Asha's just taking any moment possible to roast Kubera. Wait, just because I'm acting like this, you think I'm also fine inside? You're wrong. I wish I could hug someone and cry. Don't judge me if you don't know. She's totally different from someone who's whiny, saying, I don't care if I die, huh? 10 years has passed since then, and that child hasn't gotten what she wanted yet. Okay, so I was incorrect. It didn't happen in year N0. It would have been, what, year N6? But just remember that you're not the only unfortunate one in this world. So, find someone else, or if you want to keep whining like a baby. Find someone else if you want to keep whining like a baby. Find someone else if you want to keep whining like a baby. I'll just stay quiet. Let's eat as soon as we find a place to rest. I'm getting hungry too. Speaking of which, we're almost there. We just have to pass the checkpoint over there. I didn't know back then, but there was more to come that day, which neither of us could rest at all. Oh? And this is a pretty nice looking building. Queen Nabuntu, here's my magician license. I'll take this kid to enter the city with my rank privileges. Oh, Asha Raharo, this is such an honor. I've never seen an A++ on my screen before. I never thought I'd see such a rank with my own eyes. What's an A++? It's higher than an A+ and lower than a AA. So, what is that? It's a magician level that was evaluated by the magician test. My sister's been a fan since she was in Eloth College. She'll be here soon to change shifts. It's a shame she isn't here. Okay, so towns near Eloth were disappearing. We heard that last chapter. I'll be in the Magic Branch Union for a while, so if she comes by, I'll take a picture with her or something. What? Asha, are you in college? I graduated. How? You're only 20 years old. I graduated at 16. Just leave it at that. What? 16? You graduated a college at my age? What a terrible lie. Sure, it may sound like a lie for your standards, but you'd be lucky if you could get into college at 20. I love Asha just constantly roasting Kubera. Of course, it'd be fortunate if I get in at 20. Huh? God, she's just constantly catching it. Oh man. And we're back to the god. Why did I do that? Why did I burn the autograph with "To My Love" written on it? Maybe I really am an idiot. Anyway, why is Brilith so late? I might burn to death if I wait any longer. I can't do this anymore. My situation isn't different from theirs. Brilith, you're not supposed to summon a god and just leave him to meditate all day. I hope that a red sky or something comes by here, so I can toy with him. And then, I want to have some fun. Alright, and we're seeing more of the city. Again, I really like the way the building designs look. Wow, look at all these houses. People live in all of them? They must need lots of food every day. That's why they swept up all the mushrooms. Stop looking around and follow me. We have to go somewhere else to sleep. The Magic Union branch closes. Why? What's wrong with the other places? It's uncomfortable. Of course, an elite magician who only followed an elite course doesn't want to share a room with common people. I bet she's going to throw me into some cheap room. Since almost everything's new to me, I can't help but look. I guess we don't have the time. At least nobody's selling mushrooms. If there were mushrooms, I'd be distracted. And then she sees them. Monetary unit is Rav. Actually Rarv, but people call it Rav. 1 Rav is worth 5 cents. One silver coin is worth 100 Rav. So 1 gold coin is worth 1,000 Rav. Okay. Monetary notes are gold, silver, Rav, or gold/silver coin and Rav. Okay? Even though some goods don't require gold or silver coins, it's required to write that in place of gold/silver coin. Okay. Alright. Alright, I think I understand. Like if it's just in Rav and not in... It's not a large enough amount to be in gold or silver coin. Got it. Wow, what in the world? Even if she's hungry, that's too much. Also, I forgot to take a look. Somebody said there's sometimes a hidden bear there. Sort of like Panda Man in One Piece. So I need to pay attention for that. Wow, what in the world? Even if she's hungry, that's too much. Hey, don't drool on the glass. By the looks of her clothes, she doesn't look like a beggar. She must be a runaway. Her parents must be heartbroken. She's entranced by the mushrooms. I love that face. I thought I told you to stop looking around. The main character is being beautified compared to her actual appearance. Huh? I can't believe you've lost your rationality over some hunger. You're hideous and horrible. Gee, Asha, just constantly. What the? This is Kubera's villain arc. This is so embarrassing. I want to hide. What's wrong with me? Here, take this money. Huh? I don't have change, but only gold coins. You can do whatever you want with the change, so Asha's just rich. Our abilities are very important for getting by in the world. Level 1 beginner, a useless sword, a useless shield. However, even if we have the abilities, level 86, cursed item getter character, uncomfortable looking helmet, sword you can buy from the item store. Sometimes money can make the abilities look greater than they actually are. Level 1 character of millionaire, rotten sword plus 99, money to hire part-timers, wings which any level can use. Unfortunately, I didn't have either of them. On the other hand, Asha had enough of both. Wow, a gold coin. I was just looking at it. It's not like I was dying to have them. What's with the pitiful look and arrogant pose? Do you think I'm some kind of beggar who would take your money after hearing you say I'm hideous? Ah, you're right. I guess I misunderstood. My apologies if you're upset. What should I do with this gold coin? I'm too lazy to put it back. I'll just throw it away. What the? She just jumps for it. Your pride has been sold for a low price. You went down on your knees and crawled to get the money. You're disgusting and amazing at the same time. Why is Asha always so cool when I, the main character, almost never get a cool scene? I crawl to pick up money and stuff, and was it a lie that I'm Cuddy Bear's favorite character? I think they mean Kurigams, because I'm pretty sure people said that Kurigam means curry bear. So yeah, how could you mistranslate the actual author's name? Well, as long as I got some money, might as well just eat the thing I want. Asha, do you want anything? I only saw skewered mushrooms, so pick something else. Or I only saw one skewered mushroom, so pick something else. Really? She can't even wait for a minute? I don't even know the way home. You went down on your knees and crawled to get the money. You're disgusting and amazing at the same time. Wait for me while you're reading. I'll be back after having a talk at the branch. Don't go anywhere, but I guess it's not like you know the way or anything. She didn't hear this part. Should I ask the people and find my way to the Magic Branch Union? No, I should wait here while eating, and if she doesn't show up, then I should go. I'm just too hungry, and there's only one skewered mushroom left, and if somebody buys it first, I'm gonna cry. Can I get the skewered mushroom? Wow, I can't believe there's still one skewered mushroom left. Bro, let me have the skewered mushroom and one of all of the sandwiches. And what else? Should I eat everything? And she runs into the god. And then we're left with the cliffhanger of both them meeting and this face. Alright though, I guess that's it for chapter 7. We are a third of the way through. Let's move on now to chapter 8. Starting now with chapter 8, A Queen and a Bum 3. Hey, Idiot Smith, long time no see. That's actually a name that they've been using. Are you here to buy the leftovers again? Well, I will if you give me a big discount. Let me think first. I'll have a skewered mushroom and sandwiches while I think. Okay, and the curry soda's on the house, right? You're rich. Why do you want free drinks and stuff? Free things always taste better. Anyway, this young lady hasn't decided what to eat yet? She looks upset. Would you like to know why I'm fighting while putting my life on the front line? I'll tell you the answer, but it won't be the answer that you're looking for. I had no family to protect from the beginning of this road, nor did I have the obligation for revenge. Despite all that, the reason I chose to fight on was because protecting this name is my duty. Oh? Is he getting this feeling and this is Kubera, because it kind of has the same sort of hair going on? This is like the pre-reincarnation her or something? Damn, my skewered mushroom. Episode 8, A Queen and a Bum 3. Excuse me, but do you think I could get that skewered mushroom? I really want to have it. I was just about to buy it. Okay, you take it. What? Really? Thank you so much. But why were you crying? What do you mean? Who would cry over some mushroom? I never shed a tear. Mister, I'll take that skewered mushroom. 2 gold coins first. What do you mean? The sign says 1 silver coin. Why are you trying to raise the price by 20 times? But you have to pay 2 gold coins. Why don't you look between your hands? Between my hands? What? Why is this broken? Oh, from before. Ah, my freaking strength. So again, we're seeing more weird physical feats. You were with the magician earlier, right? If you don't have the money, you can wait till you have to wait until she comes. OMG, Asha said I was disgusting when she gave me 1 gold coin. If she sees me like this. Bro, I can fix this, so just give her the skewered mushroom. What? You're a magician? So that's why you always had a lot of money. Heh, my magic isn't that good though. Can you make more skewered mushrooms? I came for them, but they're all sold out. Alright, how many? What the? This guy's being too nice. I mean, so nice that it's suspicious. Let's see. Hey, young lady, would 10 be enough for you? What? You're buying them for her? Don't tell me you're trying to pick up that girl. I take it back. He isn't suspicious. Young lady, step back a little. You might get hurt if you're too close. Wow, he's a really cool and nice person. And then note, he is not a person. It only takes 10 skewered mushroom to get our main character's trust. Let's see. What was the spell for recovery magic? Visnu, right, Visnu, is gone now. Right, Hoti Aspens. Okay, so we saw Hoti mentioned a lot before. So were Visnu and Hoti the names of two of the 11 gods then? Or I guess Visnu's gone, so Hoti is one, but Visnu's gone. Okay. You aren't bad at all. This is perfect. This looks new. But why was there fire in that spell? Yeah, why was there a fire? This was the same spell that Asha used when she was curing me. There wasn't a fire then. Ah, that's because, these clothes. Don't you know? These trendy clothes. It makes you look cool with fire effects. Flames can come out whenever you use any kind of spell. Wow, I see. That's amazing. I'm so behind the trends these days. And then there are no such clothes. Ha, well, I guess there are kind and well-mannered magicians as well. He's so different and totally awesome from someone I know. And then we cut to Asha. Asha, what's wrong? You look upset. Oh, it's nothing. It just felt like someone was saying bad things about me. No way. How could anyone say anything bad about you? Your face, your height, your figure, your magic skills, and even your sassy personality is just perfect. You're so my type. Would you let go of my hand? Do you want me to sign or not? Haha, sorry. I was too happy to see you since it's been 3 years. Where have you been? I'm not washing this hand. I'm no longer a student. Okay, you're a free magician. I'll prepare an A-rank room for you. I've got company. One more A-rank room, please. My company will need a comfortable room for good sleep. You were always alone. You finally have a partner? Is he hot? He must be a high-ranking magician, right? It's a she, and she's not a magician. She's just a girl from the countryside. And then we have the upsetness. What's with your expression? Are you thinking of pulling some kind of pranks on the room? Pranks? No way. I don't know any pranks. We'll be back after dinner. Please have our room ready with special care. Got it. Leave it to me. And then, probably, special care, you said. And we have the stomping. Alright, again, same shot from before, but at night. It's interesting all these floating lights going on that don't seem to be stars. My gosh, so tasty. That's the last one. You really do have a big appetite, saving the rest for later. People might think I ate everything. You ate all the sandwiches. How could your stomach be flat after eating all that? Everything's burned once they get in my tummy. Burned? You mean digested? Not exactly, but let's say it's that. And now we have Terra Magic School wanted special benefit for scholarship students for dormitory, and something reduction on night lighting, so go home early. Okay. You still haven't told me why you were crying. What do you mean I was crying? Oh my, it went down the wrong way. Drink this. And then gulping it down. You were asking me at the store earlier why I cried, and you're asking me again, but I'm not crying. I'm tearing up from swallowing the wrong way. You're gulping down your tears, while pretending you're fine. But aren't you actually desperate for a shoulder to cry on? Just cry. It's okay to cry. Nobody will say anything. And then she finally starts crying. Wait, just because I'm acting like this, you also think I'm fine inside? You're wrong. I wish I could hug someone and cry. Don't judge me if you don't know. And then we have a flashback from everything from just a little bit before. I'll just stay quiet. Come on, Lise. It's time to wake up to reality. You have to go back to your friend, or who you'll be with from now on. What do you mean go back? Alright. And then I'm tearing up because I swallowed the wrong way. Okay. I'm not crying. Okay. Would you like to know what to do when you feel like crying? Go out and do something that's fun enough to forget your tears. Let's go have some fun. Alright. And now Sold Out went home early. Okay, more shots of, I guess that's the palace and Brilith. To be continued. Ah, cliffhanger there. That was a really good chapter. I think that's one of my favorite chapters so far. I think the god and stuff with Kubera, seeing more into Kubera's like sort of mental state right now. All the comedy moments were good. I think that's probably like one of my favorite chapters so far. I really want to see more of Brilith though. I love her design. Alright, we've made it to episode 9. We're getting the title right at the top here though. So no recap of what happened last time for this chapter. Episode 9, A Queen and a Bum 4. We're just starting right off with it. Another shot of the city, I guess at morning, because I feel like we've seen this shot before. So, as I said, there were similar incidents in other areas. An upper-class Sura of the Garuda clan was seen in one of them. And of course, the Garuda clan, it says bird form Suras. We assume the same Sura was responsible for today's incident. We don't know how the upper-class Sura made it into our area, and what would his purpose for doing all this, or what would be his purpose for doing all this. Stop reiterating what we already know. I summoned for everyone hours ago. Do you think we have the time to waste talking here after taking forever to get here? Just tell me who's going. There might be survivors, so a search party must leave immediately before it's too late. Actually, that was the subject we were leading up to. It seems this Sura is strong, even among the upper-class Suras, so it seems a bit too much of a task for us, who are old and on the brink of retirement, to go. This task would suit younger magicians. It'll be good experience for them. But, is there a suitable young magician? How about choosing them by rank? Except me, of course. Hey, why only you? Leave me out too. Honestly, how could there be survivors? It's just too much for risk. We could bump into Suras, and nobody wants to do anything. Temple magicians. They're the next rank in the hierarchy after the priest and priestess candidates. When something happens to the priests/priestesses, the temple magicians are the ones to operate the turrets manually or use the magic to block the enemies until the closed space is restored. So again, the closed space seems like it's like just an area that keeps Suras out. I understand. So none of you are willing to go, right? If it's by rank, Miss Lorraine Rartia is the one. Send Miss Lorraine and the temple will pay for her, okay? No one has a problem, right? They're the ones who should be willing to sacrifice themselves in order to protect the citizens. But by the looks of it, they'd be the ones who'd run away first. Sure, if the temple pays her, there are no problems. I agree. She's strong enough to get away if she runs into an upper Sura. Let's do this. I agree with sending Miss Lorraine. But they weren't always like this from the beginning. Especially the 3 elite magicians who were from the Great Eloth College, and became temple magicians at a young age. When I was a child, they were the magicians who I admired most after my mother. And we have Bhavati Marut, Hoti Kubera. So again, Kubera mentioned there in a spell. I'll take care of things here. Go find Miss Brilith. Okay. Miss Brilith, where are you? Miss Brilith. I remember the sky I saw that day, sitting down on the ground all alone. Here, Miss Brilith is here. Okay, I'm coming. I thought they were gods who came to rescue me. Are you hurt? And then we have young Brilith. I promised myself to become a strong magician like them when I grew up. I studied and studied endlessly. I spent many nights at the library in search for the knowledge which could not be attained at the academic level, and I found the summon spell among those books. I may have never summoned a god if it weren't for them. But in time, many things could change. See, it's weird. She says that she summoned a god, but I thought it was her mother who summoned a god before she died. I'll have to go back and reread. Or maybe it'll be cleared up in the future, or maybe if I reread it'll be cleared up. But in time, many things could change. Or maybe her mother summoned one, and then she also then summoned one. Oh man! Oh no, what a glow down! I really liked... I'm pretty sure you can see my cursor. I really liked this design. What happened? No, what a glow down. No, I loved that design. Oh, I'm heartbroken. That's a bummer. Is there any chance that the Sura will attack here? We don't have a proper priest candidate. I'd feel better if we have Lorraine here. Stop worrying. Miss Brilith is here. Miss Brilith's closed space is perfect. Atera is 100% safe, is a 100% safe place. Am I right, Miss Brilith? Huh? Of course. We don't have to worry about a Sura attack. No need to worry. they no longer have the ability or the courage of their youth anymore. But I understand. They can't risk their lives so easily once they're married and have families. So, like, they look a lot older, but she doesn't look that old. I don't know. Weird. Maybe she's just older than she seems. Then I should get going and make sure to send Miss Lorraine right away. It's all right for me since I'm alone, although I've summoned a god to protect this city by using up my life energy, and I'll die someday because of that. I'm fine. Terra is safe as long as I'm here. Trust me and have a good night. Technically, they should trust the god that I've summoned, not me. But they don't know that a god has been summoned, and that idiot god shouldn't have any more believers except me. The god who's far from being dependable. The more you trust him, the more stressed you become. And then we cut to where she was at the end of last chapter. You aren't here again. Where are you, Agni? What's this place for? There's a garden above the building. It's a place for resting. There are more people here during the day. What's so fun about this place? You said it'd be fun. I'll show you something interesting. What's interesting? Oh, one just showed up. Huh? I just saw one pass by. And then she looks like a squirrel that can't find the nut right behind it, I would assume is what this is meant to, like, be. They usually don't appear without a reason. It must be attracted by something. They usually hide somewhere, but then they show up in herds when something interesting appears, such as magic. Okay, and we have the lights. I wonder if they're related to the huge lights we saw in the sky before, if that's just big accumulations of whatever these are. Ta-da! I made a necklace. This is for you, young lady. Oh, thank you. Why is he being so nice to me? Maybe I'm attractive in a way that I don't know about? And she's just getting swarmed. Now it's official that this face is interesting. They're all clinging to your face. I thought just a few would cling, but your face must look really interesting. Hey, you said this was a necklace. I was joking. They were supposed to scatter, but they're clinging to your face. I knew this would happen when one came out at first, but this is much more than I expected. Lisa's drawn more beautifully than reality. Her real face is only drawn occasionally. Did you bring me here for this? Isn't it funny? You're having fun too, right? You know, it's a gift to be able to make people laugh with just a face. And then she punches him. And then Idiot Smith, Agni, and Lise Hyas, Kubera Lise, Idiot Smith has surrendered. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. He was peeving me like Kaz, so I hit him like I hit Kaz. Hey, are you okay? I mean, of course you aren't, but I'm okay. I'm very, very okay. It's just bleeding everywhere. What? You look like you're about to die. I'm really fine, but you're really strong. You could even kill a lot of people if you don't be careful. Yeah, I am pretty strong. And then she's a sucker for a compliment. No, that's not important. Are you sure you're okay? You're bleeding like crazy. I love the characters so far. I don't know who's my favorite. Because I was just thinking during that flashback that I think Brilith is my favorite character already. But then, like, I really like Agni. How could you leave out Kubera? Kubera's hilarious. I love Kubera. She is, like, really, really, really funny. And then I love Asha, because Asha's just both so cool, and I love the just complete, constant roasting of Kubera as well. I'm okay. I stopped bleeding. See, even my clothes are clean. Huh? These clothes are cutting edge, so it cleans itself automatically. Wow, fire and a self-cleaning system? But aren't you in pain? These clothes solve that problem too. Even a skinny weakling can be muscular once you wear these clothes. It also absorbs almost any shock. Wow, absorbing shock? I think that's the best feature. I thought you were too muscular even with the clothes on, but it wasn't your real muscles, it was just the clothes. Can I touch it? Sure. Wow, they're so real. They are real. What? I didn't hear you. You're really naive. I hear that a lot. Is that a compliment? Well, anyway, you're crying less than just a while ago. Do you feel better now? Phew, you said I was crying when I was buying the mushroom skewers. What do you mean I'm crying now? I'm not crying, and earlier the tears were from choking. Why do you keep saying that I'm crying? It's embarrassing. I'm talking about crying, I'm not talking about crying outwardly. At the store you were crying as if you lost everything you loved, and now you're just whimpering. What will get you to stop crying and really smile? I'm telling you, I'm not crying, and what do you mean outwardly? Can all the magicians mind read or something? It's not mind reading, it's an insight. People get a greater insight as they get older and experience more. If you live for thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of millions of years, to the point where you don't even remember how long you lived, so many years without finding that one person you were looking for. And then, for some reason, he looks so lonely. He doesn't seem like he's old enough to have lived that long. Hundreds of millions of years must be an exaggeration, but he must have had a rough life. I should say something to comfort him. Hey. What is this? You're taking this seriously too? Got you again. What the? These clothes are nice, but I can hit you as hard as I want since it absorbs shock. Anyway, we haven't been formally introduced to each other yet. I'm Lee's Hyas. I'm Idiot Smith. Can't you be serious at least once? Okay, I'll be serious. I'm Agni. And then she thinks, Agni? God of fire, Agni. The Agni who throws prisoners into the fire pit in hell. The Agni who's scary, vicious, and heartless. Again, you know, this world might be different. I'd just think, oh, he was named after the god or something. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, oh yeah, my name is Jesus, I'd be like, oh my god, is that Jesus? Jesus is here? Jesus is here? I just met him? Like, that would not be where my mind goes. But, like, whatever, you know? Yeah, that's me. How dare you impersonate a god? You could go to hell for blasphemy. You're the one who'll go to hell if you keep hitting me, young lady. Oh yeah, I'd like to see you try. And then that's where we get cliffhanger. That was another nice chapter. That was really sweet. I like it. And I love the continuous building, not just of the characters, but of the world. Okay, on to chapter 10. This is strange. Why would you not believe me when I'm telling the truth? The rumor's mostly true. I guess it's because I look a little bit different now. What do you mean you look a little bit different? You're nothing like Agni. Huh? That's not true. Look closer. I do look like Agni. Hey, stop messing around. If you look like Agni, then I look like Kubera. And then, oh my god, why did I use Kubera as an example? What should I do? I can't let it... So that is a god's name then. What should I do? I can't let anyone know my name. Please, don't get me wrong. That was just an example. I'm not Kubera. Huh? Of course you're not. You're nothing like Kubera. In fact, you're the opposite of him in every way. Huh? Do you know about Kubera? I heard there's almost no information about that god. Even if it's my own name, I know nothing about him. First of all, Kubera's a male, who's much bigger than me, so he's already different from you in that perspective. Secondly, you have diverse facial expressions, but he doesn't. It's almost as if he wears a mask. His brusque personality is such that it's second to no one, and he's very strong. This part's somewhat like you, right? Anyway, using his incredible strength, he tore through the dimension into the human world during the upheaval. So maybe she isn't the actual Kubera, maybe she's Kubera's... Again, I think it could be a reincarnation type thing, or like a possession type thing. Or maybe that's her, like what was his name, Rowley's, was the author of the book or whatever. Maybe, like, that's not actually her father, or Rowley's is actually the real Kubera, and it is her father. And so she's, like, half-god. And now no human or even gods know of his whereabouts or what he's doing. It's a pretty interesting story for something you're making up on the spot. Now I know how the boy who cried wolf felt. Well, anyhow, I'll remember you as Idiot Smith. What the? I won't fall for that kind of silly joke. They don't even give you an ID card and you have a god's name. What are you doing here? This voice, which I can't tell the gender by its sound. Asha, but how could she be here? Don't tell me magicians can track down people's locations as well. I recall telling you to wait at the store. Perhaps your ears are designed so that sounds go in one ear and out the other, huh? I love that Kubera's reaction to, like, anything is, wow, magicians can do that. Like, every time something happens or somebody does anything, her explanation is just like, magicians. In that case, if I take one ear off, you'll start listening to what I say. Asha's trying to make this webtoon rated R. Episode 10, A Queen and a Bum 5. Asha, listen to me. I was just about to go back. Asha's a devil. The devil, if we put horns on her, will become Asha Devil. Don't get me wrong. I was listening to every word you said. What? Don't get me wrong, I was listening to every word you said. Okay. Huh? Did you have a companion? What kind of person could make this girl so scared? And then we have this huge X. Insight. But what is that? The past, the present, the future? What's that supposed to be? I can't believe my eyes. How could I see something so unthinkable from a human? So I guess insight is sixth sense. Because we learned before that the one spell doesn't work on people who have a sixth sense. But it did work on Marana. So I would assume if Marana's full Sura, then Suras don't have insight, a sixth sense. But gods do have insight then. Because Agni uses it. Or it's just something that some people have but some people don't. And Agni just happens to be one of the people that have it. How could I see something so unthinkable from a human? You're very rude. Or would you please step back? I find this offensive. What? Huh? First, get your hands off of me. Geez, my hands must be crazy. It wasn't me. You're handsome for a young lady. Wait, is that not a compliment? What? Apparently he was just being nice. He wasn't just being nice to me, but he's just a playboy. And we have Kubera's face. Oh, wait a sec. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a weird person. For sure, he's not a person. Muscular spandex pervert. Damn, what are you saying? Let's go, Lise. It's best to avoid weird people like him. Okay, no hesitation. Ah, right. Thanks for earlier. You helped me at the store, you bought me mushroom skewers, and kept me company until now. Thanks for all of that. I feel a little bit better now because of you. If I see you later, it'll be my treat. And then they leave. Okay, young lady, I'll look forward to it. And then we have Asha looking back angrily. There's something suspicious about her. She's hiding something. Should I warn her of danger? But it seems like she trusts her more than me. She might just think I'm a weird person again. Should I show my true form to earn her trust? But if that turns out to be not that dangerous of a person, I'd be splitting up a relationship for no reason. And then we have the flames coming off. That was a close call. I should stop thinking. Imagine what Brilith will say if I start a fire. Wait, Brilith? Oh my god, she wouldn't still be waiting for me, would she? If she could get sick if she stays outside with that dress of hers. I need to get back fast. And then Asha takes notice. Asha, what's wrong? Huh? He's gone. Did he teleport? You can't use magic without saying the spell. Maybe he said it really quietly so we couldn't hear him. I guess you're right. Huh? Wait. Then, what was that? He surely said such as magic and did that. No, I'm being ridiculous. I must not have heard the spell while thinking about something else. Or maybe that was another feature of his clothes. I'm being serious. If you ignore my orders and just do as you please again, for sure I'll take one of your ears away. Oh, what? I had a feeling that Asha wasn't just trying to scare me, but she could actually carry out what she said. Alright, we're seeing more of the buildings. She had some business to take care of, so she had to leave. But don't worry, she left the keys for the rooms. They're the best rooms on the top floor with a great view. Lise, go to the room and wait for me. Sure. Okay, so had some business to do. Is she the Lorraine that was sent, or is her business to mess with them? Could you tell me the exact nature of Rusha's trip? Well, the Red Sky incident was reported in the afternoon. Miss Lorraine was ordered to go and check for survivors. As you know, she's not that good at teleporting, so she dragged Rush along with her. Okay, so now we're seeing Lorraine and Rush. Okay. You should have seen it. She was clinging to the tree while saying, "I can't leave while Asha's here." It was hilarious. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? A favor? What kind of favor? Please make sure my companion doesn't hear about the story you've just told me. Huh? Why's that? I won't ask why. I'll try my best to make sure of that. Again, they mentioned before meeting, what were their names, Kaz and Haas again. So if that's the case, then maybe they could be survivors, and that'll be the way they connect back to them, is with Lorraine and Rush. Okay. I appreciate it. If all the staff make sure of that during our stay, I'll make sure that everyone here is compensated quite adequately. And that's it. We only have one more. I guess let's see what happens with the end of A Queen and a Bum. Alright, last chapter for this week, episode 11, A Queen and a Bum 6. And it looks like we're starting out with a flashback. In the 7th month of year N5, I wanted to be a priestess to follow in the footsteps of my deceased mother, but I was just a child who was still attending the academy, while the other candidates already had distinguished careers and superb abilities. Alright. Of course, this was never going to work. This world will be full of gods if someone like me could summon, or would be full of gods if someone like me could summon one. My mother was able to summon a god because she was a great magician. How dare I ever think that I could become someone like her? It was written that just by uttering the spell, my lifespan would be used up. How much of my lifespan did I just use? I'm sorry, Mother. I was just too foolish. Young lady, why are you crying? You look very tired, and that explains why so many people don't want to try to summon gods, because if you fail, it still takes up your lifespan, is what I'm getting from this. So you can only fail so many times before you've completely screwed yourself over. Okay. Should I just go back? And now, episode 11, A Queen and a Bum 6. Why was my summoning possible? I don't know, and neither does Agni. But for whatever the reason was, Agni was still summoned. In result, I became the priestess of Atera, thanks to Agni's perfect closed space. Brilith, congratulations on graduating from the Magic Academy. Want a gift? They let me graduate just because I'm the priestess. I'll probably get a diploma from the college, too. We should celebrate, right? Let me draw your face in the sky. My nickname was Artist Smith because I was just good at drawing. Just look. Oops, your hair looks kind of like sideburns, but other than that, it looks like you, right? And then just horrible drawing. In the temple, without a family where it was full of people who only semi-deify me, Agni was the only one who really opened up to me. Wow, that butterfly looks beautiful. Delicious. All right, let me cook it. I said beautiful, not delicious, idiot. Agni's a god, so he doesn't age, but at some point he changed his appearance to match my age, and because of his looks, I sometimes forget his age and speak informally to him. I'm so sorry. I felt like you were my friend, saying this is rude as well. What should I do? Are you mad? I'll be more careful, I promise. He just looked into my eyes in silence, and smiled if nothing has happened. Here, want to touch a beautiful butterfly? For the 10 years that I've known him, I've never seen him get angry, so even though I was being respectful on the outside, I ended up thinking of him as an equal, and started to do the things which humans would never dare do to a god, such as complaining and taking my anger out on him. And on that day, after being wearied by the temple magician's undependable attitude, and also waiting for Agni for hours, Brilith, sorry I'm so late. I was so furious that I said something which I would come to regret for many days to come. So, what happened with the investigation party? Did you find anyone suitable among the temple magicians? Oh, you must be cold. Let's go inside and talk. Everything's a joke to you, isn't it? Huh? You're always like that. You have no idea how precious this city is to me. I always try so hard to keep you summoned, and I also hope that you care about protecting this city as much as I do. But why are you never serious? Whenever I try to be serious, you play jokes like an idiot, and you disappeared so many times without telling me. Agni, he's gone again. I can't call him out loud because people might hear me. And then, of course, she's losing her lifespan constantly keeping him summoned. It hurts. It hurts so much. I guess my mother was always in this pain as well. But I have to hide my pain. I have to pretend everything is fine. If Agni finds out about my condition, he'll leave me to find another summoner. You may be staying here just for fun, but I'm not. Why? Why don't you ever think of what it's like for me? No, this isn't what I want to say. Agni's a god. I should be grateful to him for staying with me until now. What am I saying? I should apologize for being rude right away. You may not care whether I die, or if this city disappears, you could find another summoner at any time, but it's not like that for me. What is this? What am I saying to a god? I should apologize before he really gets upset and leaves me. Damn it, I can't say it. This damn pride of mine. As I get older, it only gets more difficult to apologize. Brilith, I never said anything because I thought it would make you feel uncomfortable, but I actually know. I don't want to hear anything from you. I'm sorry for being rude. I was just so angry that I said something I shouldn't have. Do not follow me. I want to be alone. What am I doing? This isn't it. Stop. I shouldn't apologize just for being rude, but for everything I did. I'm in no position to be angry with him. I've got to turn around and beg for his forgiveness. But I couldn't bring myself to turn around. And then we go back to the building where Kubera was. When's Asha coming? Unlike all the other rooms, these two dorms have notes on the doors. I guess the rooms are for me and Asha. And then the different have a good night notes. But why is the door of room 512 painted like that? By the look of the unpleasantness, that room must be mine. Well, beggars can't be choosers. And then, Asha, what took you so long? I've been waiting forever. That reminds me. I couldn't have dinner because I was too busy searching for someone. I wonder who that could be. I hope that person would try to act up so I could just crush her. I'm sorry, ma'am. And then she sees the door. Here, this is your key. Insert it into the handle to open the door. Huh? What? Room 511 is mine. Oh, I see. The doors are like that just to deceive you. The inside must be completely opposite to the outside. Well, this is life. Arbitrary assumption is made. And then she opens the door. There are no lights. There's not even a candle in this room. What a rotten act. Your ignorance is just too much. Huh? Wow, the living room's so huge. Asha, how could it be so? What? The door's gone. I'll teach you how to get out tomorrow. Until then, just be quiet and sleep. Asha, someone wrote, Dear Mr. Flower, Asha here. I think you mixed up the rooms. It says Mr. Flower, so it can't be me. Oh, right. And then Asha opens the door to the other room, tosses a coin in, and we hear all this cracking, burning, exploding noises, and then silence. To be continued. Since some characters have gender controversy issues, here are brief profiles of the main characters who have appeared so far. Oh wow, I guess people were confused. And we have Lee's highest, real name Kubera Lee's, female, 16 years old. And then I don't know height in centimeters off the top of my head. I think I'm like 188, 190, somewhere in that area. So I will judge compared to that. I also don't know weight in kilograms. I don't have any idea what mine would be off the top of my head. Alright. And then Asha Rahiro, female, 20 years old, and is that tall, that much weight. Brilith Ruin, female, 21 years old. Okay, so she's only 21. I got the impression that Brilith was kind of potentially older, but then again, she wasn't she was pretty young still in the flashbacks. Okay. And then Idiotty Smith, real name Agni. Gantarva. And then, okay, so yeah, male, got it. Alright. And then Marina, male. And then the god Kubera, also male. Really tall, geez. Huge. And also really heavy, wow. Much heavier than the other characters, too. Detailed profiles can be found on the author's blog. Alright. Okay, this isn't really, helpful for me at this moment, Next chapter, Sorrow of Loss. And we have the sleeping outside Asha. So cute. Alright, so of these characters, we have what? 6 characters so far, and I like all of them. I'm not counting God Kubera. Gantarva is one I'm really interested in, but also we don't know enough about for me to rank higher than the least interesting of these. Who would be 5th place? I'd actually probably put Agni in 5th place. And then Marina in 4th place. I don't know. I really like Brilith. I think maybe I still put Brilith in 3rd, though. and I think Lee's or Kubera second, and I think Asha's my favorite. I don't know. It's difficult though. I like them all. But yeah, that would be it for this week. And I am just going to go ahead and end. Not too crazy much to discuss. I really, really loved and enjoyed this. It was an incredibly fun time. So yeah, I guess there's just nothing more to do than to wait until next week. I guess, yeah, anything you need to clarify to me that was messed up in the translation, you can. Like I said, don't spoil things or hint ahead of time. You don't really need to. Again, I'm going to be reading this every single week, so we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, let me know if there's a specific place where you think I should stop reading next time. I haven't looked at how long the next set of chapters is, so I don't know that. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. Like if you like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reactions. I can't really think of anything to discuss right now off the top of my head. Subscribe for more. Kubera much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. And if you would like to help support the channel on Patreon, it is patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Big thank you to people who are already patrons: Elsa the Storyteller, Etchy0, David Langstaff, SGN, and Holly. But either way, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.